It's Tuesday, it's May 23rd, and I keep getting questions on driver safety. I've been meaning to do a driver safety video series for Uber and Lyft drivers. That's what this is. It's all in one video. I may break it up into smaller videos later, but this is for Uber and Lyft drivers. This is your driver safety video right here. Ready? Let's go. All right. Step one to driver safety. You may not agree. You may disagree. You may hate that I'm even saying this. I don't care. It's my opinion. And if you're a professional driver out there, listen to what I got to say because I know what I'm talking about. First and foremost, there are things in your control. There are things that are outside of your control. If you don't acknowledge that, I don't know what to tell you. You can stop watching this video. Pray. That's step one. Pray. Because you should be doing the things that are within your control to ensure your safety. You should also be praying. Put in everything that's outside of your control in God's hands to ensure your safety. So I believe God protects me. I believe God keeps me. I have evidence of that. I know that. I have lots of testimonies and stories about God's provision, God's protection over my life. So every time I go out to drive, every single time I go out to drive, before I go drive, before I get in my vehicle, and sometimes when I'm in my vehicle, I pray. I ask God to bless me, to bless the work of my hands, to give me favor with my passengers, to keep me safe, to keep my vehicle safe and intact, and to keep my passengers and their property and belongings safe and intact without any incident, without any injury, without any damage, without any accident, without any problems. And I ask God to bless me, help me to have a great day, help put a smile on somebody's face, and help speak life to people who may need an encouraging word or just somebody to listen to them. So I pray before I go out. First and foremost, above and beyond anything and everything else, I'm going to do what I got to do to keep myself safe, but I'm also trusting God to do what I can't do to keep me safe. That's step number one. Now, step number two is huge. Huge, like Donald Trump says. Step number two is huge. It's big. It's important. It's critical. Write this down. You need to have a good attitude. You need to have a positive attitude. You need to have an attitude of gratitude. If you have stinking thinking and your attitude is poo-poo, your passengers are going to reflect that attitude, the vibes, the energy that they're getting from you. Yeah, they're going to reflect it back to you. And they might get in your car not feeling great. If you have a good attitude, you can help improve their day. If you have a bad attitude, you can make things worse and things could escalate and get out of hand. Now, I have an attitude of gratitude. Every single time I get in my vehicle, I'm thankful to be able to work, to be able to provide for my family, to be able to drive, to be able to be breathing today, and to be able to meet so many cool people, make so many great connections that are bettering, improving my business, and helping me to get where I want to go in life and in business. And so I'm helping them. They're helping me. It's a win-win. I have a great attitude about it. And I want to tell you, something I wrote to somebody in response to their question about this. So I believe a strong, confident, positive, pleasant attitude sets the environment in your vehicle. It's demonstrated in your vehicle with a smile, a warm welcome, kind words, and a professional approach to business. I think the chances of having a bad experience with a passenger or a group of riders goes way up if you're driving with a bad attitude. In my opinion, that is a difference that I've noticed with a lot of YouTube videos out there by drivers who have had bad experiences. Is, in my opinion, they didn't do things to prevent those bad experiences, but also, in my opinion, it seemed like they have a bad attitude. So people kind of feed off and reflect the attitude and the energy that they get from their driver. which is part of the reason why I believe my experience in over 2,000 trips has been overall very, very positive. I've had a great time with my passengers. So to me, safety is number one. Driver safety is first and foremost before passenger safety, before earnings, before tips, before building your business. Driver safety is important because if you don't feel safe, you're not going to drive. My safety is more important than anything else. Once my safety is intact, my passenger safety is more important than anything else. So you need to have kind of, your priorities in order, but the perspective of your safety is extremely important. Your passenger safety is extremely important. But nothing comes before your safety. Now, that is step 2.2, have a great attitude. Step 3 is a clean, spacious seating area in a car that smells good, puts passengers or riders in a good mood instantly. I literally get compliments about the cleanliness, the interior of my vehicle, especially the smell. Sometimes before passengers have even been fully seated and closed the door to enter my vehicle. And that happens frequently. It happens a lot. I get compliments on the smell of my vehicle and on the feel of my vehicle. It kind of has like a luxury feel to it daily. Every single day I get compliments about that. And that lets them know, hey, this guy is a professional. If you're perceived as a professional because of your vehicle and because of the way that you carry yourself, people are a lot less likely to do stupid stuff in your vehicle. I'm not saying it can't happen or it won't ever happen, but people are a lot less likely to treat you bad or treat your vehicle with disrespect if they see you as a professional. Step 4. All right, now this one is confidential, right? Uber and Lyft have a no carry policy for firearms, weapons, etc. You're not supposed to take anything with you into your vehicle. I get that, kinda. Not really, but a little bit. I'm gonna say it to you like this. As somebody who grew up in the military, as somebody who grew up in going to bad areas, spending lots of time in the hood, nobody is responsible for your safety, and nobody's gonna care, and nobody's gonna do anything for you, and nobody's gonna come to your rescue before you, above you, more than you. You are responsible for your safety. So in whatever way, you have to protect yourself. You have to defend yourself. My advice to you is your safety is the first priority above anything else. Period. So there's never a time when I'm walking the streets or when I'm in my vehicle or when I'm driving for Uber or when I'm driving for Lyft or when I'm doing anything else. There's never a time when I am not prepared to defend myself in one way or in another. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm not telling you to carry something with you or not carry something with you. All I'm saying to you is this: being prepared just in case is a whole lot better than being unprepared in the event that something happens. Period. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. You got me? Now, step 5. I think it's important. New York City drivers think it's important. I say that because I used to live in New York. Now I live in Texas. Texas drivers apparently don't think it's as important, but maybe just because they don't know. I have 2 cameras in my vehicle. I have one camera facing the road, facing the street, forward facing in my front windshield to record the ride. Now this is for insurance claims and liability in the event that you ever have a claim. You ever have an accident, you ever have an incident, you have the drive recorded, makes it very, very easy to resolve. So I've heard. I've never had to use it. But I do have the camera on, facing the street. I also have another camera up by my rear view mirror facing into my vehicle. It's recording me and recording my passengers. In Texas, you are not required to get consent. You are not required to inform your passengers. You are not required to tell them or to ask them if you can video record in your vehicle. You're not required to in Texas, but that's different state by state. So check your state, because it could be different in your state. You might have to ask permission. You might have to have signage or a sticker or something telling them that they are being recorded. So check with Uber or Lyft officials in your state and see what the statute is in your state. In Texas, I don't have to, so I don't ask them, I don't tell them. It's just there and recording. And I've never had a problem with it. Most of my passengers see that as another thing that makes me more professional than other drivers, makes me more safety conscious than other drivers, and they actually like it. But if somebody had bad intentions or mischief or bad behavior on their mind when they got into my vehicle, I can tell you that having cameras in place is a preventative measure. It prevents problems that may have otherwise occurred before anything even happens. So you might have somebody get in my vehicle and they see the cameras and they're like, yeah, probably wrong vehicle to do that. Whereas they get in another vehicle that doesn't have the cameras, nothing's stopping them. So I recommend having cameras. I have links below to my store on the website where you can get those cameras. You can get cameras for your vehicle, easy to put in your vehicle, for between $20 all the way up to $300 or $400 or $500. It depends on what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to buy. I'm not going to tell you how to use it. There's a user manual that comes in the box when you buy them. But I recommend that you have them. Step 6. Let your riders know if and when it comes up in conversation. Do this naturally. Don't do it like being a jerk. But let them know that riders are rated, that they will be rated for this trip. So I don't bring that up very often, but when it does come up, it's usually because the riders ask me about it, and I tell them how it works, and I tell them that both drivers and riders are rated. If your rating is not good, drivers are not going to want to pick you up, and if your rating gets poor enough, you'll be kicked off of Uber or Lyft as a platform. You won't be able to use it as a passenger or rider. Same thing is true of drivers. It's a quality control thing, and it's awesome. Peer reviews, ratings, rider reviews are important nowadays. If you go to my site, you can view my ratings, you can view my reviews, you can see the comments and compliments that people have left. That's important to people, because if you do a bad job, you're going to get a bad rating as a driver. Likewise, as a passenger. If you're a terrible passenger, you're going to get a bad rating. And somebody like me, when your request comes into me and you have a bad rating, I'm not accepting your request, period, because I'm a professional. I'd rather not deal with people like poor riders. When I say poor, I mean in behavior, in rating. So, step 7. Be strategic about where you drive. So if you don't feel safe in a certain neighborhood and your previous ride request took you to that neighborhood and you dropped somebody off, all you have to do is turn your app off, drive to where you want to pick up, and turn it back on. You do not have to pick up in every area, in every neighborhood, wherever you go. You don't have to do that. You don't have to accept every request that comes in. What you do have to do is maintain a high acceptance rating, which means that you need to accept 9 out of 10 trips that come into you, requests. But when your app is off, you're not getting requests. So I recommend, if you're in an area that you don't feel safe picking up, turn your app off and leave. Period. Go to the area where you feel comfortable and then turn your app back on. So be strategic about where you drive and where you pick up. Step 8, be strategic about when you drive and when you pick up. So although incidents can occur any time of day or night, there may be times when you feel safer driving, and there may be times where you feel less safe driving. Simply don't drive during the times that you don't feel safe. So, step 9, I always tell my riders that I prevent a lot of problems before they happen because I'm from New York. I don't deal with drama. I live in Texas. People are nice here and everything, right? But I've been observing and watching and studying people my whole life. I can kind of see a problem coming before it gets to me, usually. So pay attention to who's getting in your vehicle. I'm going to say that again. Pay attention to who's getting in your vehicle. If I'm looking out my window and I see somebody that's so drunk they can't even stand upright, like they look sick, they can give me an address correctly, they can't speak correctly, and I don't mean like they don't have a little bit of slurred speech. I mean like they can't even talk, they can't function, they're stupid drunk. I'm gonna let the cops take them home. I'm gonna let the ambulance take them home. I'm gonna let their mama come get them. Like, I'm not taking them, sorry, because you're going to be a problem in my vehicle or you're going to get sick in my vehicle. So I'm not taking you. The next thing is, if you're a jerk, if you're an ass outside my vehicle, if you're hostile or disrespectful to me or my vehicle in any way, I'm not taking you. I don't have to. It's my vehicle. It's me and my vehicle and my business. I'm going to cancel the request and I'm going to go about my way. And I'm not going to have a bad attitude with my next passenger. I'm going to keep that smile on my face. And we're going to have a good time. That's the whole point. I'm going to have a good time when I drive. I'm not going to have a bad time. So if you're having a bad time and you're going to bring that bad time to my vehicle, you ain't getting in my vehicle. That's the same for you as a driver. You don't have to let anybody and everybody up in your vehicle just because you accepted a request. If you accepted a request and this person looks shady, or they look dangerous. When I say look dangerous, like they're acting dangerous, you see them with a weapon or something like that, or they're being disrespectful to you or your vehicle, you do not have to drive them. Don't drive them. Don't let them in your vehicle. Let them know that's not what Uber and Lyft's for. Sorry. Ask somebody else for a ride. Peace. I'm out. Boom. Gone. Now I'll say this with that. Step 10, when you pull up to a crowded area and you don't know who your passenger is, you just know it's one of those people on this street corner with that crowd, keep your doors locked. Roll down the window a little bit and make the rider verify their identity before they get in your vehicle. Ask them the name. What's your name? The request came in from Samantha. What's your name? Like, I'm not telling them that, but what's your name? If they're telling me Julio, or they're telling me Carlos, or they're telling me Sabrina, or they're telling me Christina, and the ride request came in from Samantha, nah, I'm good. I'm waiting on Samantha. I'm not going to tell them I'm waiting on Samantha. I'm sorry, I'm for somebody else. They can pull on your door handle like trying to get in your vehicle. It doesn't matter. Keep the doors locked. Because what you don't want is you don't want somebody that didn't request a ride getting in your vehicle. That puts you in danger. That puts them possibly in danger. Because then now you got an incident. You got a problem potentially. So don't let people in your vehicle unless you're able to verify that it's the person that requested the ride through Uber and Lyft. Why? Because Uber and Lyft have built-in security features. When I sign up as a passenger to take Uber rides or Lyft rides, my name, my address, my date of birth, my phone number, and my credit card information has to be put in the app and verified. So if I act a fool as a passenger in somebody else's car, all that driver has to do is report me. Period. Report me. Drivers, you should be reporting bad incidents, giving the company feedback about any bad problems you have, any incidents. Because riders can be kicked off the platform, or the first step that they take is they block the pairing of you and that rider from future requests. Meaning that if you have an incident that doesn't merit suspension of their account, or doesn't merit that their account be deactivated, it's just a problem between the two of you. You didn't like each other. Uber and Lyft have the ability to block that person from ever requesting you as a driver ever again. So they'll still be able to submit requests, just not to you. So give feedback to Uber and Lyft. They're able to make a decision as to whether or not they want that passenger or rider using their app. Because driver safety is of the greatest importance, should be of the greatest importance to you and to the company. So that is a built-in security feature. Likewise, for the passenger, if they have a problem with creepo driver Steve, they can report creepo driver Steve, because creepo driver Steve was trying to go into their apartment with them, like, shady stuff. So they can report Steve, and all Steve's information is with the company. Steve can be kicked off the platform, or Steve can be blocked from being paired with them again, or worse, Steve can be arrested, for any criminal acts. So that's a built-in security feature of the app. Those are 10 steps to ensure your safety as a Uber, Lyft, or rideshare driver, and vice versa. Some of the things that ensure the safety of passengers. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, post them below. I do respond quickly to questions, comments, feedback, compliments, praise, whatever, if you like it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Also, if you haven't signed up to Drive yet and you want a new driver sign-on bonus, the bonuses are between $50 and $1,000 depending on your city. My links are below. My referral codes are below. Go ahead and sign up with me. If you need help, I will coach you to six figures and beyond. If you're a full-time driver, if you're a part-time driver just looking to make good money, I can coach you to success with that. God bless y'all. Have a great day. Stay safe. #RideshareDaily. I'm the Alamo Uber driver, Elliot. Peace.